Our lifespans. All men are mortal, we assuredly know from even before we learned the pedagogic syllogism that even Socrates, being a man, is therefore bound to suffer the same fate as all of us. We have but one choice, to understand the wisdom of lifespans. They seem well adjusted to allow each species to fulfill the essence and often a great deal more of its potential. Lest we lament excessively the brevity of our lives, we might more wisely turn our attention to the sensible fulfillment of the time we have and the hope for a society that encourages, rather than a premature desuetude and swift exit, the joyful fulfillment of our lifespans. 2. We are more than physical beings. We are also the products of their processes. The greatest differences among us are, in fact, not in our individual appearances, but in the content of our minds. We are each the sum of our choices and achievements, our experiences and memories, made in the irreplaceable time of our lives. 3. We do, of course, extend our lifespans through the ministrations of healthcare and precautions for safe conduct. For example, all of us who have been rescued from a life-threatening infection or other potentially life-concluding disease are living in what we may appreciate as our medical afterlives. 4. Let's explore the margins of life extension. What might we think if someday our lives are extended indefinitely? First, the fact that such a development might be possible means that it is within the realm of the natural and therefore subject to our free and intelligent consideration. Second, being as adaptable as we appear to be, I suspect we would simply find ourselves grateful that we have more time to realize our potential and less fearful about our mortality. We would likely also find, volatile as the thought might be, that living people being able to continue longer can be as satisfying as creating newly born people. Of course, given happenstance, some would have their lives completed by accidents and other catastrophes. So there would always be, we trust, room for newborns. Of the possibility of human cloning, we assume it would provide some mitigation of our sense of mortality, and it might be amusing and rewarding to bring up a miniature version of ourselves. We might at least guide a youthful replica of our physical selves toward the abilities the child is likely to have, and thereby, in a sense, build on each generation with more acumen. A clone would primarily provide the opportunity to bring up a stranger who's genetically just like us, who we may advise in the ways of aptitudes latterly discovered by ourselves, and hope, as we do in all children, to be met with ears that hear and wills that yield. 5. It may well be a good thing that consciousness cannot be replicated, at least not yet. There seem to be enough revelations, reversions, and recurrences for a person to adjust to during one lifespan. Yet, given the astonishments that our self-discovery has revealed, particularly in recent history, we may find we also have the potential, if given the choice of continuing consciousness through extended or cloned life, of changing more flexibly, and perhaps happily, with the times, be they ever so extensive and daunting as a natural eternity. 6. Even if the universe, our natural supreme being, should, after the present long expansion or growth, contract and recreate itself in a subsequent birth, we shall each, in an admittedly remote sense, be part of that evolution, too, as we might call an extended, natural eternal life growing out of our place in its present lifespan. But do we really need such a tenuous eternity? I think not. At such a remote time, we may grant nature a clean sweep and a fresh restart, as if we have any say in the matter, or need to.